Hey, this is Dagan from PMT Newcastle, and this is one of the new EVH Strike Series guitars. So come check one out next time you're in the tube. Hey folks, Dagan here, and what you just saw there, the little video at the start of this, that was the first ever video I shot for PMT. The first ever video I'd shot with a guitar in my hand that wasn't like a music video or something back in the day. That was 10 years ago. I was 22 years old. 10 years ago. This month exactly. I started PMT in March of 2015, and I shot that first little video in June of 2015. Now 10 years later. Well, it wasn't even a YouTube video. It was to promote it on Facebook and something. It was when those guitars were brand new. That's how long ago it was. I was like, oh, I'll do some stupid little video for Facebook or whatever it was at the time. But yeah, here we are. And now 10 years later, I'm obviously 32. And at the time of recording this time last week, I went into work not realizing that would be the last ever time I would say, hey folks, Dagan here from PMTVUK. Yeah, it's been a week. So I don't really know why I'm doing this video. I feel like I have to, not in a way where it's like I'm getting forced to do it by anyone. It's just been such a big part of my life. It's almost like going to be cathartic for me to do this. Whether you care or you don't care, or you're just here to take the piss or do anything. I don't know, I just feel like I have to, for me, to do this. And with that, I'm not going to get into any of the nitty-gritty stuff about why everything happened or whatever. There's enough stuff about that online. This is going to be more kind of, I don't know, I guess closure a bit. I just need to kind of put it all to rest. And this is like the only way I know how. So in this video, I'm going to talk about, well, first off, how I got into the job I do. Bless you. I'm blessing. They all seem to get in the videos. This is Edgar. I'm going to talk about how I got into the job, because I get asked all the time, how did you end up doing videos for guitar stuff? And I'm going to talk about how I got into the job, how all that happened, and then share with you some of the coolest stuff I've done over the years, some of which you've never seen before, either because it didn't go live for whatever reason, or the fact that I might get in a lot of trouble. But now I know what to tell me off. So, meow. I'm just going to show you some of the coolest things I've done over the years and share with you my journey with PMT. It's just a horrible time for everyone involved. Like, I feel horrible for all my friends and colleagues at PMT. I've met some of my closest friends working in that shop. It's like the Newcastle shop, where Jeorge, obviously. Like, all my groomsmen and best men next month at my wedding are all people I know through working there. They're the best group of guys on the entire planet, and I've got PMT and the Newcastle shop to thank for that. We've been through so many ups and downs together, like the lowest of the lows, like losing my mum, like, what am I talking about? I don't know why I'm talking about this, but it's emotional, isn't it? Relationships and stuff, but also some of the best times in the world, like getting engaged to Lucy. They were all there cheering me on. Like, I played Download like 5 days ago, Download Festival, and it was awesome. And every single member of the band looking around, I all knew, I guess, from working in that music shop. It was crazy. We all had each other's backs a tremendous amount, and you got the kind of community of a guitar shop to thank for that. We celebrated when, like, I don't know, one of the lads gets a mortgage finalized, or like if you get a new job after leaving and stuff, obviously you're still just as close. Or if you get a new girlfriend, all the lads are buzzing for you. I'm not going to go into Black March. If any of the boys are watching this, the March of 2016, when we all went absolutely feral for a month. All the PMT boys. And it was the best thing in the world, but Black March, Jesus Christ, that was intense. Basically what I'm trying to say is music shops, like guitar shops, music retail in general, is nothing like your regular high street shop. Nothing like it at all. Musicians are fantastic creatures that empathize, react, and connect with people like no one else. If you get a lot of them in a room together, as long as they get on and no one's with their own arse, you've made friends for life. Absolute friends for life. And if you're a customer going into a music store and you start chatting about what you're into and the music you like, because it connects on such a deep level, you're then an extension of that friendship group from that store. Like, it's a hard thing to describe, but the amount of friends I've made, I've only met a few times in 10 years of working in a music shop, that I'll run into and be like, oh, hey, how's the telly going? Or how's the AC30? Are you still cranking it, trying to sound like Brian May or what? Oh no, I've moved on to sounding like Jimmy Page now or whatever. You don't know these people. You'd never meet them outside of a music store. But because of that camaraderie and everything that happens within a music store, because us musicians work a certain way, I'm rambling like an absolute madman now. It's just something very special. But that's going away. It's more than going away, actually. It's dying. It's completely dying. Like, I know buying online is awesome, and I do it with things all the time. It can't be hypocritical. So I buy online all the time. It's easy. It's, in some cases, cheaper. And for a lot of people, it's the only option to get music gear, and that's absolutely fine. But if you can, go to your local music shop, whether, like, because this will keep happening. What happened to GAC and PMT and the rest. This will keep happening. So even if you can, just extend it a bit longer. Go to your local music store, chat guitars, play guitars, do whatever you want, just be part of that community, because it's such a special community. And we can't let Jeff Bezos have the monopoly on all of this. Like, give it 10 years and he'll just control everything, like little puppets and stuff. That can't happen. So it's a bit of an intense way to, I'm not even started this video, I'm probably 25 minutes in or whatever, but support your local music stores, because it's more than just a place to buy instruments. But anyways, I get asked all the time how I do the job I do now, how it all started, so I thought I'd tell you. Like I said at the start of the video, with that video, the EVH Bumblebee, that's when they first got released, 10 years ago. So, sprightly young 22-year-old working in a music shop, huge fan of Fred Americana, Phil X, the Andertons videos, Van Halen. I was like, oh, my mate's got his camera, because I think he was doing something after work. I'll touch on that mate later on. Let's do something stupid to promote it on Facebook before it was even a YouTube thing or whatever. Let's play some Panama and Eruption and stuff. So we got his little camera, I started chatting, and we thought it'd be fun to turn the lights off and shine some lights. So we turned the lights off when I started playing, as you can see. And I haven't got like a strobe light or anything. That's actually the one and only Thomas McRocklin, ladies and gentlemen. The legend that is McRocklin. He's holding like a light, like a stage light, and just doing this with it while I'm playing Panama. That's how fun and off the cuff it all was. McRocklin was in the shop and stuff. So I was like, Tommy, would you mind just being a bit daft for this video? So we did that, and it was fun. We thought nothing of it. Then the two proper Essex lads that owned the company at the time, owned PMT, were like, that little Geordie boy's good on the new cameras. Yeah, let's do some more. See what we can do with that. Yeah. Oh, that was an awful accent, but Alex kept bringing his camera in. We started filming more and started to really enjoy it. I started to get more comfortable behind the camera. and it just spiraled from there. Working on the shop floor all day. When some of the older vids where you can see the wall of guitars behind me, that's not a set, that's actually just the corner of PMT in Newcastle at the time. We used to work in the shop all day, 9:30 till 6, and then shut the shop, work till 11 at night, just shooting videos with Alex, who, yeah, let's let Alex have his little moment of shine now. We'll talk about Alex for a bit. This handsome devil, ladies and gentlemen, is the one and only Alex Knight. I owe everything to Alex. If he hadn't brought his camera in that day, he ended up being PMT's videographer just because we both enjoyed doing videos so much until 2023, 2024. Like, he did all the amazing camera work you see with PMT. It's not me, it's him. If it wasn't for him making the gear look good, making me look good when I was demoing the gear, dealing with my absolute shite that I speak sometimes. You'll find me at Dagan Wilkin on Instagram. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. So that was the Fender. Come on, man, for f***'s sake. Jesus, Web, what's it catching on? It's me. It's catching on me. You little my f***ing pants are coming down and all. So let's pretend I didn't turn the wire on or off, and there's a little rotating circle. Why can't I think of the f***ing...
No, dial.
Dial. F***'s sake. If it wasn't for him bringing his camera in that day and continuing doing this, we wouldn't be... it wouldn't have been a thing. Wouldn't have been a thing at all. So I owe everything to that man. Like, I think he's, yeah, I don't know if I even told you yet, but Alex, if you're watching this, you're the one that's signing my wedding book, like my witness for the marriage next month when I get married, as well as being one of the groomsmen. He's that important to me. So Alex, there you go. You've had your nice little bit. Have fun. Do with it whatever you want. Have had a constant loop in your kitchen, just like next to your microwave on a little screen or something, just to make yourself feel good all the time. I had no idea Alex existed before I started working at PMT, but that's how these things work, right? He started out doing all the high-tech stuff, like all the Ableton things and everything that flashes and makes a noise, and I have no idea how it works. That was his forte, besides being a great camera guy. And we've traveled the world together. We've seen some amazing places, shot some amazing footage, met some of our idols. Like, it's been amazing. I can't thank him enough, but also with that, I can't also miss out thanking some other people. If you ever watch this video, the marvelously Australian, wonderful human that is Lee Glynn, with his glorious beard. We've got Andy Powell, who's an absolute nutter, and I love every single inch of that man. He's the funnest person in the world. Matthew Lunn, the guy that started doing the camera stuff after Alex, R.I.P. Alex, like leaving in 2023, 2024. He's dead to me, absolutely dead to me. Matt took over his position, and Matt's been an absolute godsend. I've also got Meg Linford, love Meg, Sam Davidson, all the old school crew like Will, Nathan, Brad, all those guys over the past 10 years. Sorry if I missed anyone out, but like, this video is quite intense. So yeah, back to the video storyline. Started doing videos because of the EVH video, everyone liked it, stumbled more and more, started to get into more of the YouTube stuff, filming after hours with that guitar wall behind us and stuff. Everything was going great, and then COVID happened. And the shop shut, well, everything shut down when COVID was a thing. So we thought it'd be a good idea, a lot of people will know me from these videos, to start doing live streams over lockdown and stuff. So that was like, I think I was showing off my own guitars at one point. I was doing like licks of the day, how to play certain fun licks, how to play famous licks from songs and stuff. Little lessons like in hand exercise, keep you warm, and just chatting music stuff every day through COVID. And that started to build momentum, and the PMT higher ups enjoyed that as well. So like, oh, let's just do this, let's do more of this then. So they got me a little studio when everything started to slowly but get back to normal. The studio that you all know me from, the PMT videos, that got set up at the Newcastle store. And we wanted to expand and do a bit more. So besides the regular content, interviews, rig rundowns, all that kind of stuff, and we put a lot more effort into it. Like me and Alex, just grabbing the bull by the horns, and obviously Lee Glynn, Andy Powell, Matt Lunn, and all the rest. Grabbed the bull by the horns and did some crazy stuff over the years. And that's kind of how it was until last Wednesday. That's a very stripped back way of looking at it, the timeline of how everything's went down, but in a nutshell, that's kind of it. And throughout all that, the one constant is you guys. So from the bottom of my heart, I can't thank you enough for watching over the years. Like, it's insane. For me, I'm still just some absolute rad Geordie who likes to play Van Halen and Motley Crue and Sex Pistols and AC/DC and all that kind of stuff. I think I just chat a bit crap sometimes and just play the same licks again and again. So thank you so much for the past 10 years. Man, it sucks, doesn't it? But you kept me in a job. You kept me doing what I love, and I love what I do. Guitars are just pieces of wood and metal, but they mean so much more to me than that. I'm insanely passionate about these pieces of wood and metal, and I think that comes across okay on camera. I think people enjoy that. Like, I get told sometimes, I've been told sometimes that I'm enthusiastic about everything that I do, so it's obviously a lie. It's not a lie at all. I don't demo the stuff, or I didn't demo the stuff that I wasn't passionate about, that I thought I could demo to the best of my abilities. I tried sometimes, like when it was like techie stuff and that, because it was fun and interesting to learn, but it's never a lie. It's always as genuine as I can be. They're not necessarily reviews, it's just me explaining specs and having fun with pieces of wood and metal. And obviously it's been the passionate folk watching this have enjoyed it so much that you kept me in a job for 10 years. And that's that. So as a massive thank you to everyone, the next part of this video is going to be sharing with you the cool things that I've done over the years, some of which you've never seen before. So these are secret things that I can't get in trouble for anymore. No one's going to tell me off. Someone might tell me off, but not if I'm clever about it. So the first thing is something that I've been told I can never show anyone, but I can let you hear it. I played through Eddie Van Halen's guitar rig from their 2015 tour after Eddie had passed, and it was only part of it. It wasn't like the whole rig and stuff. It was like the 5150 and the pedal board and stuff. But yeah, have a listen.
There you go.
Good?
Yeah. So when did you use that?
There will be some cynical folk out there that think that that's not me, but you can hear us harping on a little bit in the background, and Alex just set up his phone in the corner, so that's just coming through phone speakers. I'm not playing through a Wolfgang or a Frankenstrat, and I didn't get to see any of that stuff or see anything else. There was just the amp and the board, and it was a slightly modified head in a very interesting way that I can't divulge with you. I can't tell you where it is, when it was, but it was after his passing. I was playing through an SG standard because I love SGs and stuff. So it brought immediate tears to my eyes. The video is 25 minutes long of just me wailing on the loudest, still to this day, the most amazing guitar tone I've ever heard. Yeah, it was insane. It's one of the most insane things I've ever done in my life, and I've never been able to tell anyone until now. So I hope you enjoyed listening to that. I was physically shaking for hours after that. Hours and hours, because it was so loud and it was just so Eddie. You can never sound like Eddie. Like, I haven't got his hands. I was playing through an SG. Eddie could play through a Vox with a SG, let's say, and sound more like Eddie Van Halen than I ever could playing through his amp setup. But it was cool though. Still cool. Oh, well, I was going to say almost as cool as this, but no, if anything, that was cooler than this, but this is still very bloody cool. Next up, we have what happened at the start of this year at the NAMM show. The NAMM show deserves a whole thing in itself. The NAMM show is the most amazingly weird, crazy thing on the entire planet. I've met some insane people there, done some insane things, but nothing quite as insane as holding and playing the actual Dean from Hell. Dimebag Darrell's famous Dean ML. As a die-hard Pantera fan and Dimebag fan, this is the most important guitar in metal history. But it wasn't just the guitar, it was the whole night itself that I just want to share with you because it was so crazy. It got to like midnight at the Hilton and everyone was kicking all the people at the bars. And a few people I was there with knew Rita. And Rita came out, we just started chatting and stuff, and she was like, "What's everyone doing now?" So, "Oh, let's go back, the bars are shut." "Come on the bus, now pour you a Blacktooth." I was losing my mind. I was like, "It's Rita," and she said the word Blacktooth and pointed in my direction. It was like, oh my God, we're going to do Blacktooth with Rita. This is insane, insane. So that happened. It was only like 5 of us, Rita included, just sat on her bus talking about the new Dime guitars and stuff, which are insane. I got to play one of them as well. Got to like 1, 2 in the morning. Again, just Blacktooth after Blacktooth after Dimebag story after Dimebag story after just living and talking about a time that was just so amazing. And I got talking about the Dean from Hell. Now, famously, this guitar doesn't live there. It's always under safely under lock and key. So the fact that it was there at the time was insane. I was sat there talking about the Dean from Hell, and then Rita goes, "You know, you sat right next to it, right?" And my heart hit the bottom of my feet, as hard as a heart has ever fallen. I'm sure I dented the bottom of that tour bus. I was like, "What? What?" She's like, "Yeah, you sat right next to it." And she got the case out, opened the case, and then just handed me the Dean from Hell. After just finishing a Blacktooth, the Rita report, and like, it wasn't just because of the amount of Blacktooth I drank, but I just started crying. Like immediately, this guitar is the most important guitar in metal history and rock history. It's just so iconic, and it was there, and it was there. And I just remember trying to document looking down at it as if I was Dimebag. Like, what would he have seen if he was on stage looking down at this? Like with the famous little thumb mark in the back. Everything about the guitar was exactly as amazing as it played amazing. I was a bit... To be fair, Dimebag probably played that guitar drunk a lot more than he played it sober. So the fact that I had a few Blacktooths and played it is probably... I've never thought of that before. I've always been a bit knocked that I was a bit inebriated about playing it, but that's probably the perfect time to play that guitar and really take it in, because that's how that guitar was made to be played after lots of Blacktooths. Ah, well, I feel better now. So yeah, the Dean from Hell at the NAMM show was... That whole night was one of the best nights of my life. I've never enjoyed a hangover as much as I did the next morning. I don't enjoy hangovers, but my head hurt so bad and I felt so sick the next day. But it was the most worthwhile. I was enjoying the headache because I was like, guess where I got this horrendous hangover? Yeah, you're not going to believe it. What a nightmare, Jesus Christ. Next up on the list of cool things I want to share. It's back in the US again, and that is just going to all the amazing factories and meeting all the amazing people that work for these companies. Like, especially Schecter. The guys that work for Schecter are exactly the kind of guys you'd expect, and their hearts are almost as big as the headstocks on their guitars. Like, they're the loveliest guys in the world. Michael Ciravolo, the president of Schecter, is amazing. The pickup shop, it's all filmed on the PMTVUK channel. If it's still, well, let's see what happens. If, like, that's sad, isn't it? The factory is amazing. The pickup shop, the people there, the custom shop, the hand, like Prince's guitar was there. People might not realize that Schecter made Prince's guitars, even though some of them did say Fender on the headstock. It was still a Schecter underneath. In the last few years of his life, like the cloud guitar, the cymbal guitar, they had the actual cymbal guitar there as well as a replica, and I got to play the cymbal guitar. The strings were absolutely destroyed on it. Still got to play it though, nonetheless. Prince's actual guitar. The ESP USA factory too. That is a bloody amazing place. It's so cool. Like the showroom is amazing. The people there are fantastic, and the ESP custom shop stuff is just so sublime. It's just in like millimeter perfect precision guitars that will absolutely tear people's heads off. I think besides Schecter being my favorite, I think there's it's got to be going to Jeorge Tripps's. What's the best word? I was gonna say lab. Yeah, I guess it's a lab. Jeorge Tripps is the inventor of Way Huge. He invented the DL4 Line 6, the carbon copy. He's in charge of so many pedals, and his laboratory, his workshop, is one of the most amazing places I've ever been. He had piles of vintage original fuzz faces. He had piles of the first ever Crybaby Wahs ever made, just on the side, as well as some of the best whiskey and cigars you've ever seen. And what a nice guy to talk to. As soon as you realised that I was a bit of a nerd, we were just chatting absolute nonsense, especially about Van Halen nerd stuff. He just got Paul Gilbert's. He bought Paul Gilbert's Ibanez Destroyer, 70s Ibanez Destroyer, the big Carina looking thing. I had a little bash on that, which was fun. We just chatted stuff for ages, and again, chatting to Jimmy Dunlop, the Jimmy Dunlop, Jim Dunlop, you know, picks and wahs and everything. That Jim Dunlop, what a nice dude. Like, meeting these people and just the appreciation we all have for the industry that we're in, even though we're in different parts of it, the overarching umbrella and the overarching love that we all have for each other, as long as you're not a dick, obviously, it's just immediate. It's just immediate. And meeting these people and going to these factories and seeing these people who craft these guitars that then I get to talk about and stuff and demo is just one of the most amazing feelings in the world. So yeah, that had to be on the list. Next up, I have one of the most amazing videos that you've never ever seen before, or probably ever will get to see the full version, because out of our control, we got told we couldn't put it live for a number of different reasons. But we did a rig rundown with Richard ZK from RAMMSTEIN. Like, I am a huge RZK fan. Like, I love that dude so much for, again, a number of different reasons, like his flair and flamboyancy, the overall air around him when he plays guitar, the riffs themselves, the guitars themselves. RAMMSTEIN as a whole are just such a kick-ass bloody band. I've seen them so many times. And to go backstage and see these guitars in person, like the burnt, the E2s, not the E2s, what they're called again, the RZK2s, like the Eclipse shapes and the RZK1s and stuff, all his messes, it was insane. And to be on that stage, to wander around that stage, and I played with his mic stand, which I probably wasn't allowed to do, but I played with his mic stand because it was there and I was really happy. It was a phenomenal experience. Talking to his techs as well, Lutz and Mark, it's not one name. Such nice dudes, so intelligent about the stuff that Richard likes, and Richard himself is a very specific musician and guitar player, things have to be perfect. His new RZK3 is wonderful, by the way. I can't wait to one day hopefully get my hands and demo it for you guys. But that whole experience was just awesome, and it's such a shame it never got to go live. It's such a shame. We even chatted to the guys that were profiling his amps for Kempers and stuff. So much content, never got to see the light of day. So what you see now is probably the only content you ever get to see of this. It was an amazing experience, and yeah, I mean, all the rig rundowns were, like, all thanks to, again, PMT and you guys watching and building it all up. Interviewing bloody Zach Wilde a few months ago. Again, I was just harping on about how much I love Pantera. chatting to Grady. I was telling Grady, I got to play the Dean from Hell a few months ago, and now this is Zach's Dean from Hell tribute. This is insane. And Grady immediately just like found respect for me. He was like, oh, you got drunk with Rita? That was great. I was like, yes, it was great. Jim Root from Slipknot, like all that kind of crazy stuff. Seeing that original, the OG telly and stuff. Insanity. Who else? Like Tremonti was great. Miles Kennedy was great. The Mallory Knox lads are great. Trivium. Even back in the day, the old rockin' shops and stuff with Becky Baldwin and people like that, chatting to Becky and about basses and all that kind of, like even during COVID, the Zoom interviews we were doing and stuff, chatting to Devin Townsend, and I had my Les Paul custom in the background just so on the off chance he had his, and he did bloody have his next to him. Chatting to Devin Townsend during COVID was insane as well. So much has happened over the years that it's hard to fit into one video, and I'm aware this video is probably going to be an hour and a half long, but I think this video is more for me than anyone else. So if you lasted this far, good on you. Next up is a video that's one of the best and worst videos I've ever shot. Back in September 2020, I was bugging the PMT guys to be like, I obviously love Van Halen, please let me do a how to sound like Eddie Van Halen video. I've been dying for it. Like, finally got all the stock in. It's like, yes, shut up, Dagan, go and do your Van Halen video, for crying out loud. So happy. Got some 5150s, got the Frankie, got all the pedals and stuff, and I absolutely tore up Van Halen for like half an hour and had the most fun in the world doing it. That was maybe, I don't know, on Tuesday or Wednesday. And then we edited it to the end of that week. Then it got to the 6th of October 2020. No, the 5th of October, the night of the 5th of October. That was the night of the 6th, I can't remember. The American time is weird. A day before the video was supposed to go live, we all found out the news that Eddie Van Halen had passed away. A week after I shot that video. And it absolutely felt like Superman had died. Because I was on such a Van Halen buzz. Like in the video I harp on as well about how I made this Frankenstrat when I was 16 years old and stuff. Like my 5150 as well. Made all that myself, painted it, routed it, everything. And it was the day before the video was supposed to go live, and I didn't know what to do. I was like, if we put it out now, it looks like we're capitalizing on the fact that Eddie Van Halen's died, which is the worst thing that anyone could ever do, especially me, being such a huge fan. So the only thing I think I'd do was put a little monologue at the start, and it took us like 4 or 5 attempts to do, because I just kept getting upset. Because Eddie had died. Eddie Van Halen's not supposed to die. He can't. So, I shot that little monologue at the start. Told the PMT people, I'm not monetizing this video. This video's going out for free. Like, we can't monetize the death of Edward Van Halen. So, it ended up being a tribute video. And I say in the video itself, I'm like, there's times where I'm talking about something. And I'm like, one day, I'm going to interview Eddie, and I'm going to tell him about this, and how does he do that with his fingers, or what part of the MXR flanger did he do this to get the Unchained sound, and then put it in his signature one or stuff. I'm going to ask Eddie one day, it's going to be great. And that video came out the day, but he died. So, it's a tribute video, in the most way, one of my most memorable videos because of that, and it was just an intense time, all in all. But those sound likes were great. Again, as a huge Sex Pistols fan, getting to delve deep into the world of Steve Jones and play the Les Paul, like, where's the, I haven't got it in here, have I? I've got my guitar signed by Steve Jones next door. I met Steve last year through Richard Henry, and he got me to sign all that and stuff. It was insane. Or the Angus Young video, how to sound like AC/DC, so much fun. How to sound like Jack White, that was also another amazing video. And judging by all the comments and the views, I guess, you guys all enjoyed it as well. So again, thank you so much for all that. And last but certainly not least, we have my favourite thing about PMT. And it's a cheesy one. It's meeting all of you and everything you guys have done for me, especially after the last week with PMT closing. The outpour of wonderful messages on Instagram and social media and on YouTube videos, just, it really, really means a lot. It means an incredible amount. Even at Download, meeting people in the crowd and stuff, just go, hey, Dagan, how's it going, man? Sorry to hear about this and that. I was very worse for wear after a few days of a lot of beer, a lot of sun, and I'm not a camper, but I was camping for 4 days, so I was cranky and stuff, but Meeting you guys is the most amazing thing in the world. Like I started off with in this video saying that there's a lot of imposter syndrome and a lot of kind of, I'm just a Geordie guy that plays guitar and just someone happens to turn a camera on and I'm just like, da, 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 these are the specs and here's how it sounds, see you later in a bit. Me, like, what that's turned into and how it is now and how I'm perceived is such a lot to take in, but it's bloody wonderful to meet you guys and just see your faces and just talk to you and like, give you pics with my name on and stuff. People want pictures and it's insane, so I'm like, oh God, yeah, okay. Yeah. It's weird for me, so I can't thank you enough for being so nice and for watching and for commenting and for just being there for me, especially this past week as well. It really means a lot. And I hope whatever happens next, whatever endeavors I do, I hope you follow me along. Enjoy just as much as what I do, as what I've done in the past, because I'm not going to change. I'm not going to go somewhere and expect someone to change the way I do things. I've got my own little way I do things and people seem to enjoy it, so I'm not going to start and be very, I'm not going to sit down in a video. Imagine if I had to sit down in a video. Oh yeah, so this is the middle pickup of this SG Customs. It needs to be lowered. No, I just sit here and do this for a bit. So I hope you stick around for whatever happens next. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Terrified of dipping into the next part of my life, but hey ho, it's going to be, if it was good as the last 10 years, I'm not going to complain. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you somewhere. Still going to do videos here, but I'll see you around somewhere online, probably.